Hi, my name is Dan Hake, and I'm the HDR project manager for the Greenup Boyd County Freight Plan. And I'm here today to give you a quick update on the project. Quick project overview. We're really looking at identifying and analyzing the existing multimodal freight network in Greenup and Boyd counties. But really, our ultimate goal is to support decision making and funding decisions to address freight needs. While the project focuses on Greenup and Boyd County, we understand that freight is multi-jurisdictional, and so we're looking at key connectivity points and connectivity corridors between Greenup, Boyd County and airports and intermodal facilities and freight across the nation. Our overall project deadline is the end of September 2021. We're a couple months ahead of schedule, so we're hoping to keep them on track and finish this a few months early. We have a scope of work. I'm going to be discussing task 1 today, but we're also doing some analytical analysis of the freight network in task 2, engaging stakeholders in task 3, looking at economic development and scenario planning and SWOT analysis in some of the later tasks. So our first task was to identify potential freight objectives for the 2045 MTP. So when staff goes to update the 2045 MTP, they have a go-to for integrating freight into that process. So we started with the past MTP goals and objectives, evaluated the state freight plans from the 3 states. We identified some objectives and then some performance measures because you can't manage what you don't measure. So some future MTP objectives. Looking at preservation, looking at maintaining state of good repair on the Kiowa freight network, economics, looking at prioritizing projects that improve access to intermodal facilities or focus on business retention or expansion. Obviously, it's easier to keep and expand the businesses you have than recruit new people or new businesses. Operational efficiencies, looking at technology to make improvements, safety, looking at truck crashes and also railroad crossing crashes, security, protecting the capacity of I-64 and strategic bridges, looking at the environment, minimizing the impact of freight on neighborhoods, connectivity, looking at design approaches that include deliveries. Obviously, the Amazons of the world and e-commerce is a booming industry, so we want to make sure we integrate that into our communities. But also looking at supporting multimodal freight connectivity points so we can get the most efficient moves as possible. And then financial responsibility, making sure we're good stewardships of or stewards of the freight network and the highway network, and we're investing where we need to. To support those objectives, we developed a series of performance measures. For preservation, looking at pavement and bridge ratings. Economics, looking at reliability, which is the TTTR, and delay, which is normal congestion. Operational efficiencies, looking at how much money we're spending on operational investments versus the TIP total. Safety, looking at crashes and crash rate. Safety, looking at DC ratio and level of service on those critical corridors. From the environment, looking at environmental justice impacts and emissions. Connectivity, so investment in connectivity points or last mile facilities that serve hubs. And then from a financial responsibility standpoint, local investment in the Kiowa freight network and percent spending on preservation. So next steps, we're undergoing a freight system profile, which is a land analytical effort looking at how the freight network is currently functioning. Next steps is to review that with Kiowa and KYTC staff, and then we'll have a steering committee to discuss the results of that project. And then also I wanted to mention we're undergoing stakeholder engagement. We're doing a series of interviews in September and October, and those results will supplement the freight profile and the economic development task, which are next. This is my contact information. Please feel free to call, text, or email me. I know in this COVID environment, it's hard for everyone to stay in touch. So please feel free to give me a ring if you have any questions or comments or want to participate more in the project. Thank you much.